If you're a heat and air conditioning technician or even a salesperson, what's one way for you to get on the radar of somebody who you are impressed with or is a guru in your industry, and why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Bell, coming to you live from Clearwater, Florida, on a perfect day to talk about sales and business, and a fantastic day to talk about you. I want to tell you a story. I flew here to Florida to do an event, and so it was a consulting gig my friend was putting on. And so I showed up to give some support. I showed up to share my skills, my talents, my capabilities. And when I showed up to the event, I went to my friend and said, hey, is there anything that I can do at this point to help you out? And they said, hey, Scott, here's the 3 or 4 things that we need you to do. Go over here, talk to these people, take care of 1, 2, 3, X, Y, Z. And they go, hey, thank you for showing up. So the reason why this is important, there's going to be a point in your life where there's somebody that you want to get on their radar. It could be anybody. It could be a business thing. It could be a church thing. It could be a mentorship thing. And the way sometimes for you to get ahead is to volunteer your time. Say, hey, I'm here to do these things. Now for me, it wasn't easy to get to Florida. It takes me an entire day from the West Coast. It is a little bit of work on my part, but it was important enough for me to show support to a friend, to show support to a network and say, hey, I showed up. I was there for you. I made sure that whatever you needed, I was here to take care of. And there's a couple of things that happen is that person will say, you were super serious about being there. You helped me out. You took care of me. You're greatly appreciated. And it could increase the stature, right? It could be this or this, increases the stature in their mind about you and what you're willing to do. It's also impressive to other people. Now, do you need to fly across the United States to do something like this? No. It could be across town. It could be in the other state. It just so happened that this was important for me to do too. Now, I do want to share with you a downfall of going through with this type of strategy, but before we do that, you should go to hvactechsecrets.com. It's right above my head. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel. It's an email publication. I send you emails. Ha 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 ha, right? So here's the downfall, right? You can go too far. To do this consistently over and over and over again actually makes you look needy. If it's like a one-time event, absolutely, you can totally get away with it. You could absolutely have some fun with it. You can bring a travel partner, but the harder you try and the harder you try to impress somebody, that actually works against you, where they're like, wait a minute, something's wrong here. This isn't normal. It's not what everybody does. It's not the main thing. So be aware. It's cool to help people out. It is cool to do events. It's cool to have a mentor. It's cool to have a guru in whatever way that you look up to them. It's cool to have somebody in your nonprofit that you work with. It's cool to have somebody in your religion that you work with. But there's a point where you got to go, hey, time out. I got to set some professional boundaries here. I'm willing to do it this one time. I'm willing to do it 2 or 3 times, but I can't consistently do it over and over and over again. If somebody said, hey, Scott, can you fly out to Florida every month and do this? My answer would be, no, this was kind of like a one-time situation. This was something that I really wanted to do for a friend, to show some support for what they're at, what they're doing in their business, and that's about as far as it's going to go. So you can use some word tracks. You say, hey, look, I would love to work with you on this event. I could do this one time, and here is what I'm willing to do for you, right? I'm willing to show up and do X, Y, Z thing. But be aware, there are some people who will totally take advantage of this, even though they know you're going to look needy, and keep asking you for help and keep asking you for help. And there's a point where you got to go, time out. I really have to protect myself and protect my boundaries here. This is more than what I'm willing to do. So the short answer is going to be, I wish I could. I don't think I'm going to do that, right? You really got to get good at setting boundaries in your personal and in your business life. I promise you it'll help you with some objections too. It'll help you with some of the commitments that you made where you get frustrated and you're like, I really didn't want to do this. You shouldn't commit to things that you don't want to do unless there's some sort of outcome that you want, right? I don't know what the outcome is for you. My outcome is going to be completely different than yours. So like if you're like, Scott, why did you do it? 1, Florida, right? 2, to support a friend. And 3, sometimes it's important for the people in the room around your friend for them to go, dude or that chick showed up and was there for me when I needed them the most. Super appreciative. And then you could get the high five. But be aware. You can look super needy by doing too much and you could be taken advantage of by not saying no. You got 1 of 3 things to do from here. Just 1 of 3. Find the subscribe button, click on it every time I send a video. You get an update. 2, hit follow. 3, you know what you got to do. Share this video with a friend. We'll see you soon.